Rumi, oh my god, you both are the most perfect couple I've ever seen. When Rumi, this is a forced marriage. Taehyung is my gay bestie, he's like a sister. To me, you say casually, meanwhile Taehyung stumbles. While setting the bags down his jaw, tightening. Rumi, oh I see, that's really something she says. Awkwardly forcing a smile, you offer her a polite one in return. Taehyung, YN, can you come here? I need to talk to you. You nod, turning to Rumi. YN, Rumi, sit here, I'll be right back. She nods. And you follow Taehyung into the kitchen. As soon as you enter, Taehyung suddenly grabs your arm and pins you, gently but firmly against the counter. His expression is unreadable, jaw clenched tightly. Taehyung, are you out of your mind? You give him a tight, sarcastic smile. YN, what did you expect me to say? Taehyung, that we're in love, that we cuddle under fairy lights and whisper sweet nothings. She would have seen right through it. She's our friend now, and we can't keep pretending like we're some romantic K-drama couple. And anyway, what I said wasn't a total lie. This is a forced marriage. I just blurted out whatever came to mind. Taehyung sighs deeply and releases your arm, stepping back. Taehyung, God. YN, besides, I didn't want her questioning how a goddess like me ended up with a guy like you. You smirk, and he narrows his eyes at you. Taehyung, YN, please don't start something you can't handle. His tone is low, warning, but there's something else flickering in his eyes, something unreadable. YN, crossing her arms, leaning against the counter, dramatically, you know, for someone who's supposed to be cold and composed, you get awfully worked up when I open my mouth. Taehyung, teeth. This is exactly why I didn't want anyone getting close. You're reckless with your words. YN, what if she goes around spreading what you said? YN, raising an eyebrow. What, that I called you my gay bestie? Honestly, I did you a favor. Now people will stop wondering why you're emotionally unavailable and allergic to basic human affection. Taehyung, stepping closer, voice deadly calm. Emotionally unavailable, he scoffs, then leans in, slightly gaze intense. You think I'm cold? Try being dragged into a marriage. You never wanted living with someone who turns every conversation into a stand-up comedy routine. YN, snapping back, not moving an inch. Well, excuse me, Prince Glare. A lot. I wasn't exactly skipping down the aisle either, but unlike you, I don't treat this house like it's a military base. I smile, I talk, I act. Alive. Taehyung, quiet but sharp, and I protect what's mine even if I never asked for it. YN, mocking laughter. Oh please, don't give me the brooding protector speech. You couldn't protect a goldfish from drowning in a puddle of overthinking. There's a beat of silence, both of them just breathing heavily, staring at each other like they're waiting for the other to break. Taehyung, a flicker of softness behind the steel. I don't need to explain myself to you, but I will say this. He steps even closer, voice low, controlled, but undeniably real. I may not be the man you dreamed of. I may not shower you in sweet nothings or fall for your sass like it's a rom-com, but when the world turns its back and you're standing alone, I'll be there. That's who I am. YN, caught off guard for just a second, then raising her chin defiantly. That's rich coming from someone who communicates in grunts and ice-cold stares. You want credit for being what, a decent roommate. Taehyung, smirking, now bitter. Roommate? I cook, I fix broken stuff, I pay bills. I even let your annoying cat sleep on my pillow. That's not a roommate. Sweetheart, that's a husband. YN, blinking, you fixed the shower. Taehyung, deadpan. No, the shower fairy did it. Obviously, I did. Who else? Your ex-boyfriend. YN, biting her lip, holding in a laugh. You're impossible. Taehyung, coolly. And yet here you are, pinned between me and the countertop, still talking. He leans in just a bit closer, a smirk tugging at the corner of his lips. Tell me again how I'm like a sister to you. YN, eyes narrowing, cheeks slightly pink. Don't flatter yourself. If you were my
Sister, I'd disown you, Taehyung chuckling softly, backing away at last. Good, I'd rather be the guy you argue with than the sibling you can't stand. She rolls her eyes but doesn't deny it. He grabs a glass from the shelf, his voice now calm. Taehyung, look, YN, I don't care what you tell Rumi or the rest of the world. Lie, joke, make up fairy tales, but in private between us keep it real, because no matter how messed up this arrangement is, we're stuck in it, and I don't want to be at war every time I look at you. YN, quieter now. Then don't start a war. Taehyung, stop treating me like I'm some annoying obligation. Rumi, hey guys, my mom's calling, I have to go, she called out from the living room. You gave Taehyung one final glare before turning on your heel and walking out of the kitchen. Night. The house was shrouded in darkness, the storm outside roaring louder by the second. YN muttering to herself, ugh, this light, I freaking hate this place. This entire village feels cursed. Your white nightdress flutters in the wind coming through the open balcony doors. The curtains fly like ghosts in the shadows as thunder echoes in the distance. YN glancing around, I guess it's a heavy storm, that's why the lights are out. You tie your hair into a messy bun while walking toward the balcony to shut the windows that are slamming from the wind. YN, of course that man is probably asleep like a dead log, not even a blackout bothers him. Must be nice being a cold-blooded statue. You huff, close the sliding door and sit on the couch with a sigh, reaching for the candle beside you. You mutter, YN, I need to light this thing, I can't sleep alone in the dark, am too pretty to get haunted. Suddenly crack, a loud sound crashes from the kitchen. YN startled, the kitchen windows, but I saw Taehyung close them after dinner. Another loud sound of a plate hitting the ground. YN standing up with the candle, that's it, these windows are going to pay rent if they keep causing drama. You slip hard and land on the floor with a loud thud, the candle falling but thankfully not breaking. YN groaning, ow, my leg, who the hell placed this couch here? I can't even stand. Oh my god, I think I twisted it. You try to get up but collapse again. That's when you hear a door creak open, footsteps. Taehyung wide-eyed, are you alright? Oh no. He rushes over and sees the slight blood on your toe. Why are you even walking around like this? Without asking, he picks you up and places you gently on the couch. YN flustered, what are you doing? I'm fine. Taehyung cold tone, I don't think so. You were sitting here holding your breath. He opens the cabinet for the first aid kit. YN irritated, thanks for the concern Taehyung, but give me that cream, I can take care of myself, it's just a small cut. You reach out but he pulls it back, ignoring you. Taehyung, stop being stubborn. He kneels in front of you and gently holds your leg, treating the wound with surprising care. You go silent, just watching him. His face remains unreadable, and that somehow annoys you more. After dressing your foot, Taehyung, I'm not going to ask what you were doing here at midnight because it's none of my business, but judging by your ability to walk, I doubt you can make it back to your room alone. YN avoiding eye contact, I know that too, but it's not your busying. Before you can finish, he lifts you in bridal style. YN scowling, don't expect a thank you for this free ride, I didn't ask for it. Taehyung emotionless, not expecting it. He carries you to your room. You glare at him the whole way as your nose flares. He gently places you on your bed, then silently lights a few candles before turning toward the door. You feel his eyes on you, but you stay facing the other way. YN stop staring, I told you I'm not thanking you. Taehyung interrupting slyly, I think I saw something under your bed. You freeze, blanket clutched tightly, eyes wide. YN, I didn't know you still joke like you used to. Taehyung chuckling, who said I was joking? YN whispering, don't you dare. Taehyung heading to leave, well maybe I'm just imagining things, it's late, you're right, I should go sleep. YN quickly, wait, I heard there are too many mosquitoes in your room. I mean you can't sleep peacefully, right? So you can sleep here, my bed's large enough for two. Taehyung smirking as he climbs in, thanks for the generous space, your highness. YN shut up. Taehyung, don't you think this bed is a little too big for just us and the ghost hiding under it? YN you scream and throw a pillow at him. He blocks his ears. YN I swear. Taehyung, you'll scream so loud the ghosts will Need therapy, and so will you. He bursts into laughter, real genuine laughter. You stare stunned. It's the same laugh, the same warmth. Suddenly you're not in a forced marriage, you're back in high school laughing at dumb jokes, sitting on a rooftop sharing dreams. Your heart aches because it feels like he came back for just a second. He stops laughing when he sees your face, his smile fades, and now he's just looking at you deeply, quietly. You move closer without realizing, reaching out to touch his face. Something about this moment feels too fragile to lose, but he stops your hand gently. Taehyung softly, I think we should sleep. His eyes drift down to your lips for a second and then away again. He always looks away. Why? Quietly, why did you change? Taehyung, he sighs. Taehyung, why? Remember when we were friends, when one of us started acting different, we wouldn't say you've changed. We used to say, did you watch a new drama without me? You chuckle to yourself. He doesn't respond, his expression unreadable. Taehyung, I told you I changed for the better. Now sleep. He gently moves your hand away. Suddenly your phone buzzes. You glance at the screen. YN frowning. Jihun, you're about to pick it up, but Taehyung's voice slices through the silence. Taehyung coldly, why is he calling you at this hour? YN wouldn't know unless I pick up. Taehyung, you still have his number? Unbelievable, don't pick up. YN glaring, you're not my bodyguard anymore. Taehyung serious, I'm your husband now. YN, so it's not like I'm cheating with my ex. Taehyung, he's not who you think he is. YN, and right now I don't know who you are either. His cold expression flickers into something softer, hurt, but he turns away. You answer the call. YN, Jihun, why are you calling? Jihun on the line, I missed you. YN, Taehyung's jaw clenches. Thank God it's not on speaker. Taehyung growling, he said he missed you, didn't he? That scumbag. Jihun on the call, you said the marriage was just a one-year contract, right babe? I'm still waiting for you. Before you can say anything you feel Taehyung pull you into him, and then he kisses your cheek dangerously close to your ear. Taehyung low husky near the phone, baby, who are you talking to? Your whole body goes still. You can hear Jihun's silence on the other end. You feel your breath caught in your throat. The call had ended, but the weight of it still hung in the air like thick smoke. You didn't look at Taehyung, you didn't have to. You could feel his gaze burning into your skin. His silence was louder than any outburst. YN quietly, you didn't have to do that. Taehyung cold, you didn't have to answer him. You exhaled a long breath and looked up at him. His eyes were sharp, jaw clenched, chest rising with shallow breaths, but there was something else in his expression, a flicker of something he wouldn't admit. YN, he's not a monster. Taehyung, you don't know him. Taehyung snapping, I know enough. YN, what? That he loved me, that he still does, that he didn't walk away from me like you did. His expression cracked for a second, then silence. You stood from the bed wincing slightly from your still bruised foot. YN bitterly, you're the last person who gets to act jealous. You were married, you loved her. I'm just your second chance, a placeholder in your empty contract. Taehyung under his breath, then why does it bother me so much? Your heart skipped. YN, what? Taehyung, I said. He turns away, hand in his hair. It's not jealousy, it's logic. That man hurt you. YN, I don't trust him. YN arms crossed, he never hurt me. Taehyung spinning around, then why did your father beg me to marry you? Just to protect you from him. You froze, he hadn't meant to say that. Your lips parted. YN, what? He stepped back, cursing under his breath. Taehyung, forget it. YN stalking forward, no, what did you just say? Taehyung calm but eyes burning, you think this contract marriage just fell from the sky? You think I suddenly decided I wanted to marry the girl who once made me forget how to breathe just for fun? Your father begged me, he knew Jihun wasn't good for you, he saw what you refused to. You stared at him, throat tightening. YN, so this whole thing, your voice cracks, was pity? Taehyung, no. YN, then what? Taehyung, his voice low, it was desperation. Your breathing grew shallow. He walked slowly toward you, every step echoed in your ears like a heartbeat. Taehyung, I didn't want to see you break. He was right in front of you now. You could feel the heat of his body, the smell of his skin, the chaos in his breath. YN barely audible, am already broken. You looked up, his eyes searched yours, his fingers twitched at his sides like they were debating Wyan softly, what if I'm not asking, but I'm not stopping you either. His eyes darkened, and that was it. His lips crashed onto yours, not soft, not careful, but desperate. His fingers tangled in your hair, tugging you closer, and your arms wrapped around his neck like you'd drown if you let go. Next day Taehyung opened the door with a sleepy scowl, and his entire body froze. There stood Jihun wearing a casual smile, dressed like he belonged, like he had every right to be here. Jihun cheerfully, good morning, long time no see. Hyung Taehyung's jaw clenched, his fingers curled around the edge of the door like he was deciding whether to open it wider or slam it shut. Taehyung low and cold, what the hell are you doing here? Jihun chuckling, whoa, easy, just came to check on Wyan. I was in the area, countryside, fresh air and all. Taehyung's eyes narrowed to slits. He didn't move, didn't blink. Taehyung, you don't belong here. Jihun, oh, that smug little smirk was enough to make Taehyung's veins pulse. From behind you walked into the hallway. You saw them. Wyan quietly, Jihun instantly smiling at you. There she is, still beautiful in the morning. Hi, you swallowed everything about this was wrong. Taehyung didn't say a word, just stepped back and let him in, but his eyes never left Jihun. They were cold, deadly. Jihun sat on the couch like it was his second home, comfortably stretching. Jihun, I almost got lost on the way. This countryside maze is crazy, but hey, charming house. Wyan sitting stiffly across, why are you here? Jihun, really? He looked at you, face softening. Jihun, I wanted to see you, that's all. There was an uncomfortable silence. You could feel Taehyung standing behind you, arms crossed, breathing slow but sharp like a silent storm. Jihun clearing throat, can I talk to you in private just for a few minutes? Taehyung instantly no, his voice was sharp, final. He didn't even look at you when he said it. Jihun smirking, wow, possessive much? Wyan softly, it's okay, just for a few minutes. Taehyung didn't say anything, but his glare said everything. Backyard, you stood under the lemon tree where the wind was gentle and the sunlight warm. Jihun sincerely, Wyan, I know it's awkward and maybe I shouldn't have come, but I had to see you. You didn't answer. Jihun gently, I still love you, and I know somewhere deep inside you still love me too. Your eyes watered, not with longing but frustration. Wyan, Jihun, we broke up months ago. You disappeared, you left me confused, anxious, waiting. Jihun defensive, I had reasons and maybe I didn't do everything right, but my feelings were never fake. Wyan calmly, maybe not, but they're not enough anymore. He stepped closer. Jihun, can we at least be friends again? You hesitated. His voice was soft, his expression was warm. He looked like the man you once trusted. Wyan, I don't know if that's a good idea. Jihun smiling faintly, it's just friendship, that's all. You nodded slightly, and that was the moment he leaned forward and tucked a loose strand of hair behind your ear. Jihun, you deserve someone who doesn't confuse you. Wyan, your breath hitched, because just be him.
And Taehyung stood at the back door, watching eyes, dark arms crossed you, stepped back quickly, infirmly, I should go. The second you stepped back inside you, felt it, the temperature shift, the pressure in the air. Taehyung was leaning against the kitchen counter now, arms still crossed, gaze colder than the wind. He didn't speak. You walked past him, and just as you reached for the water bottle, he spoke. Taehyung quietly but deadly. So he gets to come here, flirt with you, touch you, after everything you froze. In Taehyung cutting, I am not done. You turned around, he walked slowly toward you, that calm rage in his steps, dangerous silence. Taehyung, he gets to talk to you in private after last night. You still give him time. Yawn, it was just a talk. Taehyung, it wasn't just a talk. I saw the way he looked at you. You stared at him, Yai, and how do you look at me? Taehyung, like a burden, a memory, or just a contract? His jaw clenched again harder. Taehyung, don't test me right now, in hurt. I am not your wife, right? Just your job. So what I do with my ex shouldn't matter. Taehyung stepping closer, but it does matter, and I hate that it does. Your heart twisted. Taehyung voice low, last night wasn't just a mistake for me, and then what was it? Taehyung, It was a line, I crossed it, and now I can't go back. He walked even closer, so close. Now you could feel his anger radiating off him. Taehyung, whispering you, let him in. You smiled at him, and I wanted to rip that fake charm off his face. Taehyung buried alive him in that same place under that tree where he touched you. You were speechless. He wasn't like this before, your best friend. The one who once laughed with you under the rain, who held your tears like they were made of glass. He wasn't this, not this. Possessive, not this cold and burning at the same time. Taehyung, don't mistake my silence for indifference. His voice was low, almost emotionless, but his eyes burned. I may not say it, but I see everything. He stepped back, gaze lingering a second longer than necessary. Taehyung, breakfast is ready like he didn't. Just shattered the air with a warning disguised as calm. Few days later, night, Taehyung's room. The moon hung heavy outside the countryside window, casting a silver glow across the bedroom. The curtains danced slightly in the wind, and the only sound was Taehyung's slow, even breaths. He was asleep, but his brows furrowed, his hand twitched against the sheet. His chest rose and fell like something restless lived inside him. And then the dream began. Soft light, a quiet field of white lilies, the kind of peace you only find in forgotten memories or some afterlife. He was standing alone, barefoot, in a white shirt and loose pants, lost in the middle of nowhere. And then, from behind the wind, a voice came. Tae. He turned sharply. She stood there, Anna, wearing that same white summer dress she always wore during their first year together, her hair loose, her smile soft, her eyes glowing like she never left. Taehyung, Anna. She nodded gently. Anna, you've been seeing me every night, haven't you, Taehyung? Why? Why are you coming to me again? Why now? She stepped forward, her feet never touching the flowers. Anna, because your heart has finally started beating again, because you're finally waking up. Taehyung. He looked down. Conflicted. Taehyung, he didn't mean to forget you. He didn't mean to move on like this. After Wyan came back, everything started changing again. And Anna, I know. Tae. He raised his eyes to hers, confused. Anna, I always knew from the very beginning, even before I became your wife. Taehyung knew what she looked at. Like him, like someone who carried secrets gently. Anna, that you loved her. And Taehyung took a step back. His throat tightened. Taehyung, I didn't. I mean, I did, but I never told her. I didn't even tell you, Anna. You didn't need to. I saw it, the way you smiled when her name was mentioned, the way your eyes looked distant when you thought of her. Taehyung, then why did you stay with me? Why did you love me, Anna? Because you didn't love me less. You gave me everything a woman could dream of. You were the best husband, Taehyung. You respected me, cared for me, held me when I was sick, fought for me when I lost hope. Taehyung, when my mother was dying, you were the one who held me up when my father forced me to take over the company. You stood beside me like a soldier. You were my anchor, Anna, my friend, my light. His tears finally fell. Taehyung, I am sorry I didn't give you all of me. She smiled. Anna, you gave me what I had left. And that was more than enough. He collapsed to his knees. Taehyung, I didn't protect you. I should have. I should have been there that day. I should have gone with you, Anna. No, you were exactly where you needed to be. I don't regret a single moment of our life together. Taehyung, not one. A gentle breeze passed between them. The lilies danced. Anna, but now it's time you live, not just survive. Taehyung Yin, she doesn't love me. She still believes in Jihun. She's stubborn and reckless, and she keeps pulling away from me. Anna, she's broken, but she's not blind. She held his hands in hers, Anna. You don't see it, but she already looks at you the way she used to back in high school. She's just scared, Taehyung. I want to protect her, Anna. Then do it. He looked into her eyes. They were glowing now. Anna, don't leave her alone, Taehyung. She's fragile, but she's also full of love. So much love that it can heal you if you let her. He nodded silently. Taehyung, Anna, Anna. Taehyung, if we ever meet again, Anna, in the next world, I want to come back as someone close to YN. Maybe her daughter, maybe her little sister. Someone who can love her the way you do, Taehyung. I don't deserve you, Anna, which is why you deserve peace. She leaned in and kissed his forehead. Taehyung in. His eyes shot open. His chest was heaving and sweat rolled down his temples. He looked around the dim room. It was still early, the sun barely rising. The sky outside was painted in shades of gray-blue. He sat up, breathing heavily, running a shaky hand through his hair. His body still trembled from the dream. His heart ached. His voice was rough. When he called out again, Taehyung Yin, he stood up from the bed, his feet hitting the cold wooden floor. His heart wanted to see you, just your face, just for a moment. He stepped toward the door, ready to walk to your room. Ring. His phone buzzed on the bedside table. He halted, frowning, then walked back and checked the screen. Taehyung, how is he? His man Minho spoke from the hospital, voice grave and low. Minho, still unconscious, sir. No sign of waking up. The doctor said it's a miracle. Mr. Lee even made it after that kind of hit. Taehyung's jaw clenched, veins bulging in his neck. Taehyung, make sure the guard rotation doesn't stop. No one gets in that room unless it's you or the doctors, understood Minho. Yes, sir. We've got eyes on every entrance. But Minho, we traced the car again, confirmed the driver works for Jihun's father's company. It wasn't an accident. Taehyung closed his eyes. Fury screamed inside his chest. Taehyung bastard planned it. He ended the call without another word and immediately dialed another number. Manager Hyung, I was going to call you just now. Something's happened, Taehyung. What manager? Jihun and his father made a legal move last night with the power of attorney and a bunch of forged signatures. They've taken over all Mr. Lee's companies and properties. Taehyung, what manager? I don't know how they did it, but they got into his accounts, every company, his factories, his real estate, even the land documents are all in their name now. Taehyung, where the hell was the security team manager? They moved too fast, and everyone's been focused on Mr. Lee's condition in the hospital. Jihun took advantage of the chaos. Taehyung, find the lawyer, file everything back. This isn't over. He ended the call. His hands were trembling. He couldn't tell you not. Now you were still pissed about the fight, still blind to what kind of monster Jihun really was. You'd never believe Taehyung unless you saw proof. He turned to throw his phone on the bed. Ding. A message popped up from an unknown number. He froze. Taehyung opened the message, and what he read made his heart stop cold. Unknown number, it's to me. Finally, I've taken over that Mr. Lee's entire fortune, and guess what? You couldn't protect it. I am seriously laughing right now. He made you his daughter's husband, his loyal dog, thinking you could protect her and everything he built, but I won. And now for the final piece of my revenge, my sweet little bitch. In 7 years, That's how long I played with her heart. I made her fall in love with me just so I could destroy her father, and now that I've taken everything, she means nothing to me. But you're different. I see it now. You love her, so here's a thought. What if I send Jihun to meet your dead wife then? My revenge will be complete. Taehyung's breath caught his vision. Blurred, he could barely breathe. He bolted to the door. The sound of the bedroom door slamming open echoed through the house like thunder. Taehyung's puff. My chest tightened, my breath caught in my throat as my eyes scanned the empty bed. Where the hell is she? The blanket was half on the floor. Her pillow looked untouched. My feet moved on their own, rushing toward the bathroom door. I banged on it once, twice. Taehyung in? Are you in there? No reply. I twisted the knob. It was unlocked, empty. The anxiety rising inside me turned to full-blown panic. I crouched, checked under the bed, ripped the balcony curtain aside. Nothing. My voice cracked loud, raw. Taehyung in. I yelled her name again and again, storming through every single room of the house. Kitchen, backyard, storage room, even the dom. Rooftop. She wasn't here. She was nowhere. I grabbed my phone, dialing the exact number from that goddamn message earlier. The call rang once, twice, then it connected, and the voice on the other side, I'll never forget that laugh, Jihun. Oh wow, that was quick. You sound like you just lost something or someone. My blood turned to ice. Taehyung. Where is she? Jihun, don't worry, your little toy's with me. We just borrowed her, slid through the bedroom window like a gentleman. Your security is laughable. By the way, I clenched my teeth, my hand shaking. They took her from Taehyung, continuing cruelly. Yeah, the cheese was amazing, I'll admit that, but that's all it was, a distraction. Your body was a distraction. I wanted to die, saying those words. I wanted to take and out my own tongue. I glanced quickly at the northeast corner of the warehouse, the entry point. If my team made even a single misstep, it would all be over. Jihun sneering. Yeah, I agree. Her book is amazing. That was it. My rage exploded. Taehyung snapping. Don't you ever say that with a swift move, I kicked him square in the groin, sending him staggering back in agony while he groaned. I lunged forward and snatched the book from the idiot beside him. My men burst through the warehouse walls. From both sides' faces, masked Jihun's guards scrambled, confused, shouting, orders returning, but they were outnumbered, out-strategized. YN's eyes widened as I ran toward her. I shot the rope off her hands. Taehyung, are you hurt? She just stared at me, her lips trembling. YN whispers, did you mean it? I froze, my breath hitched in my throat. Her voice was low, broken, a shattered whisper that barely made it to my ears, but it punched my gut like a bullet before I could answer. Minho, my most trusted man, stepped closer. Minho. Serious, sir? I tore my eyes away from her, because if I didn't, I would crumble. I had to finish this Taehyung firm. Take her out of here, Minho. Softly, ma'am. Come with me. She didn't move. She just stared at me, and her stare could burn kingdoms. Rage, betrayal, pain. She wasn't crying, but that was worse. Her silence was louder than a scream. I didn't look into her eyes. I couldn't, because if I did, I'd fall to my knees and confess everything. Instead, I turned toward Jihun because it was his turn to pay. 1 hour later, the sun was setting when I finally walked through the door. Still the cuffs of my shirt, my knuckles bruised, but I didn't care. All I cared about was her. My eyes immediately searched for her and froze. She was in the room packing her clothes, her books, her perfume bottles, shoved into suitcases without care. She was leaving Taehyung. Shocked YN, what the hell are you doing? She didn't even look. Looked up. YN called, leaving Taehyung, stepping closer. What? No, what are you talking about? YN throwing her heels into a bag. I'm done. I'm done with this house. I'm done with you. With your games, your lies, your sacrifices. I don't want any of it, Taehyung. You can't just walk out like this. YN finally turning to face. Him voice shaking. Why not? You walked all over my feelings just to protect me, right? You used me. You made me believe that I was nothing. Just a body, just a tool, do you think? Saying I didn't mean it is enough to fix that Taehyung desperate YN. I had to do that. Jihun would have killed you, YN shouting, and instead, you chose to kill me with your words. Do you even know what you said to me? Do you know what it felt like? Hearing that I was just a distraction, that I was just book to you? My heart cracked with every word. I walked toward her slowly, trying to breathe, trying to salvage anything. Taehyung softly. I didn't mean any of it, YN. I was trying to distract him, to make him believe. I didn't care if he thought I loved you. He would have used you harder. YN, congratulations. He already did. He used me, and you stood there and pretended like I was. Nothing. She, on her tears now dropping her scarf to the floor. I picked it up, held it like it was her fragile. Taehyung, please, please, don't leave like this. YN angrily, I don't want to see your face, Taehyung. Not right now, maybe not for days, weeks. I don't know, but I need to go. I need to breathe. Taehyung, whispering, if that's what you need, then I won't stop you. She stilled, her fingers curled into fists at her side. Taehyung firmly, if staying here, seeing me hurts you this much, then go. I won't hold you back, but don't ever think I let you go because you meant nothing. I'm letting you go because you mean everything. She wiped her tears and walked out of the house. Without sparing me a single glance, I stumbled toward the window, my heart sinking just in time to see Minho gently take her luggage from her hands. Without a word, they drove away, leaving nothing but silence behind. My legs gave out, and I collapsed to my knees, the weight of her absence crashing down on me. 4 days later, I was in my office when Minho entered quietly, holding a file. He looked hesitant. Taehyung, what is it? Minho took a slow breath and stepped forward. Minho, sir, this might not be my place to say, but I thought you should know. Before anyone else tells you, I frowned. Taehyung, what? Minho? Gently, Mrs. Kim is pregnant. Everything inside me stilled. My pen dropped. My breath vanished. The noise of the city outside the glass windows gone. All I could hear was that single word echoing in my head. Pregnant. YN. My YN. Carrying my child. I shot up from my chair like my life depended on it at YN's parents' house evening. I drove faster than I ever had. I didn't even remember how many signals I crossed. My hands were shaking on the wheel. When I arrived, I rang the bell